Morning to all of you. So yesterday we are seeing superposition principle. When two waves are in phase, they superpose each other and we get a resultant wave where the net displacement will be equal to sum of the displacement due to the individual waves. The amplitude will be A equal to A1 plus. When two waves are out of phase by 180 degree, so crest and trough comes, the resultant displacement is y equal to y1 minus y2. Then amplitude will be equal to A1 minus A2. This is called destructive interval. So we'll see the point here. SPQ of two waves, last one topic. In phase, when two waves are in phase, phase difference is equal to first wave, a point P, the displacement is y1. The second wave also will be this one, and at the same point, displacement due to second wave is y2. When they are combining, we get a resultant wave. From the point P, the total displacement is y equal to y1 plus y2. Vector sum of the integral. Get a bigger wave. First wave amplitude is A1, second wave amplitude is A2. The resultant amplitude is equal to A1 plus A2. So this kind of superposition we call it as constructive superposition. So constructive superposition means amplitude increases. Amplitude increases, so energy increases, intensity increases. Constructive superposition. Second case, if the phase difference is 180 degree. So here it is crest and crest come together or trough and trough come together. Very important. When they are having phase difference 180 degree. First wave is going like this. And at the point P, displacement due to the first wave is upward y1. Second wave is coming down. So crest and trough takes other. So phase difference is 180. So at the same point, displacement due to the second wave is downward y. So opposing, so we get the resultant wave of smaller value, and at any point displacement is y equal to y1 minus. So here the amplitude will be equal to a1 minus a2, and the amplitude is decreasing here. The energy decreases, intensity also decreases. This is called destructive interference. Destructive interference. So these are the two important points in this case. When two waves are in phase, crest and crest come together, or trough and trough come together. So resultant displacement at any time we are adding that, amplitude is also added. So help each other, constructive superposition, amplitude increases, intensity and energy increases. When they are out of phase by 180 degree, crest and trough. Here crest and trough are. So resultant displacement is y equal to y1 minus y2. So amplitude increases, energy and intensity. So this is about the superposition waves. And next important point, what are coherent sources of light? Coherent sources. Two sources are said to be coherent. Suppose you are taking two sources, let me speak of two sources. Sources of light are said to be coherent. They are emitting light waves continuously with the same wavelength, same frequency same, and in phase, and there should be in phase. In phase means the phase difference between them is equal to 0. That means they start from together. Crest will start करना, trough will start करना. Both are on the mark. In phase, so phase difference 0. Or another option there, they can be a constant phase difference. A constant phase difference throughout the power. Such kind of light sources we call it as coherent sources. Coherent sources. So when suppose S1 is here, one source of light is here, suppose that S1 light is coming to the point, S2 light is going to this point. They are traveling different distances to reach the point B. So when light travels, they will travel different distances. As per there will be path difference. So according to the phase difference, path difference, the path S2, light from S2 is traveling more distance to point P. There is the difference in the path we can calculate on the way. So a path difference makes a phase difference. So you must have seen in class 1 also we'll see the equation on the way. So path difference can also produce phase difference. So net phase difference when waves are traveling and at a particular time, net phase difference is equal to the sum of the initial phase difference plus phase difference introduced by. So this is a coherent sources and two independent sources of light cannot be coherent. Suppose we are taking two independent sources S1 and S2, they can emit same frequency, same wavelength. They are independent sources. Exactly same type of light sources, 40 watt, same frequency, same wavelength, and even same amplitude, they cannot be coherent. Two independent sources cannot be coherent. This is because, so you know the emission of light energy when excited pattern comes to the ground level, or the electrons comes to the ground level. So the difference in the energy will be released in the form of light. So there are millions on millions of such atoms are there. They cannot come to the ground state at the same time. So two independent sources cannot emit coherent sources. Cannot light waves of coherent sources having phase difference 0 or they even cannot maintain a constant phase difference. So independent sources cannot be coherent because they can have same frequency, same wavelength, same amplitude, but phase difference between them cannot be 0 or even. They cannot maintain a constant phase difference also they cannot maintain. This is because so many excited atoms are there, billions of excited atoms. So they cannot come to their ground level or comfortable energy level at the same time. So then what is the mechanism of producing coherent sources? So coherent sources will take from a single source. Coherent sources can be produced from a single source of balance and the other source S1 is derived by reflection method or it can be obtained by diffraction method. So now two sources. One is a parent source, another source is derived by reflection, and these two can be coherent sources. And in practice, what we will do? From a single source, we derive two sources S1 and S2. Two slits are produced and they are equidistant. The crust is coming in, it will be crust here also. So this is in the practical way of producing, just like we are going to discuss Young's double slit experiment. So from a single source and two sources are derived, they can be equidistant from the source. And S1 and S2 will act as a coherent. So this is the practical way of producing coherent sources that we'll see in Young's double slit. So conditions for producing coherent sources. First one is they should emit continuous light waves of same frequency and same wavelength, and they should be in phase or they should maintain a constant phase difference. And the path difference in traveling the light from one point to another point should be comparatively less. So this point we can discuss. These are the main conditions for sources coherence. Next point. Superposition of light gives two different phenomena. Especially we are discussing interference and diffraction. The next point, what is the meaning of interference of light? Interference. It is common to all types of waves, whether it is a transverse wave or mechanical or longitudinal wave. Interference of light means when two coherent sources are. Okay, so you have two coherent sources. They are emitting waves of same wavelength and phase difference 0 or constant. When they are moving on the way, they superpose each other at a medium to get maximum and minimum intensities. If you are keeping a screen, this kind of pattern will be obtained. If you are using a single source, of course you get a uniform intensity. we are using a single source, we get uniform intensity. When you are using two coherent sources, so instead of getting uniform intensity, the pattern will be forming like this. Some points bright and some points dark. This will be obtained on the screen. So this phenomenon of light is known as interference of light. Interference of light means, so when light from two coherent sources, okay, coherent sources, they are coming, they superpose each other, and some points on the screen appear bright, then dark, then bright, then dark, etc. So this pattern, that means energy distribution is not uniform. Some point energy is more, some point energy is less. Energy here we mean some point intensity is more, some point intensity will be less. So interference of light can be defined as the phenomenon by which there is a redistribution of energy on account of superposition of light waves coming from two coherent. Okay. Some points we are getting maximum intensity point. Because there crest and crest or trough and trough or two waves come together, the amplitude is maximum, therefore energy. But some other point we are getting minimum by. Their crest and trough or the two waves are coming together. So amplitude is less, intensity is less. So some points maximum intensity, constructive interference, some point minimum intensity we call it as destructive interference. So this is called interference of light. This is the redistribution of energy. Which points may gather energy, which point may come energy. So they distribute. Average energy will be remain same. So this is interference of light. And this was experimentally observed and verified by Young's, and by experiment Young's double slit experiment. YBS Young's double slit experiment. So interference of light was experimentally verified, observed by Young. By the experiment is called Young's double slit experiment. What is the experimental arrangement? Next point, Young's double slit experiment. In the Young's double slit experiment, we have a monochromatic source of light. Monochromatic means single wavelength. From that, two coherent sources are derived. You can keep a cardboard here, and you can make two slits. And these slits, you can take it as equidistant. SS1 is same as SS2. So they will be in phase. अगर यहाँ पे क्रस्ट है, यहाँ पे भी क्रस्ट है, यहाँ पे ट्रफ है तो यहाँ पे ट्रफ है. So S1 and S2 coherent sources, and we are keeping a screen. A screen is placed at capital D apart from the coherent sources, and small d is the distance between the coherent sources. This is the experimental arrangement. So you have a small slit, a source is kept here, the light is coming from here, and two slits are made in the cardboard, other parts are blocked. So they are equidistant, so they are in phase, they will emit continuous waves. Yeah, these two sources are coherent sources of light, and you have a screen here, and you get a pattern on the screen. So this is the perpendicular to the screen. You can point this is the center point of the screen. So what about the distance? So the screen distance approximately 1 to 2 meters, and as far as to reach a distance of 0.5 millimeter, very close, and source and coherent source can reach a distance up to 10 centimeters. This was the case in the experimental arrangement. So you can draw this diagram like this also. The pattern of the arrangement you can draw in this way. You can arrange this in the lab also. Experimental arrangement. The single slit S, two slits are made on a cardboard here, this one and this one. And this is your screen. The light is coming here and reaching on the screen. This is the center point. And on the screen, we get like this maximum and the minimum. regions. This is the center point on the screen. The center of the screen. So this external arrangement, I think you can look like this arrangement. So from here, light is going there, those slits are produced there, when the light is going on the screen, we are getting on the center of a maximum, then dark, then maximum, then dark, then maximum. On either side of the center, we are getting. So, but we draw the diagram for the geometrical calculation like this. One slit, one source, coherent sources on the screen. We get maximum, then minimum, again maximum, again minimum, maximum, minimum, maximum, minimum. This kind of intensity variation is obtained on the screen. So this phenomenon is known as interference of light. Maximum intensity is because crust and crust come together. The minimum intensity we are getting because crust and crust is reached. So what are the points on the screen? We get maximum and minimum intensities that we are testing. Okay, so this is your gas double slit. So this is the practical way of producing coherent sources. Next is we are going to write wave equation for the light from S1 and S2. And what are the points on the screen where it gets maximum and minimum? That distance we measure from the center. ऊपर की तरफ और नीचे की तरफ कौन-कौन सा पॉइंट में मैक्सिमम मिलेगा and कौन-कौन सा पॉइंट में मिलेगा. So we'll measure the distance from the center. Okay, we are going for that. So condition for getting maximum and minimum intensity, we call it as maximum intensity, constructive interference, minimum intensity, destructive interference. So conditions for constructive and destructive interference. We have two sources S1 and S2. The displacement equation for the source 1. You can write the displacement is y1 equal to a1 sine omega t. First wave equation. Second wave, light is electromagnetic wave, and E vector is responsible for its optical effects. So these are the vibrations transport displacement of the electric field we are writing. A2 sine omega t plus phi. Here phi stands for the phase difference. It can be 0 or it can maintain a constant phase difference. So these are the two coherent sources. The light is on the way. Second point, on the way they superimpose each other, we get resultant displacement as y equal to y1 plus y2. So y is equal to a1 sine omega t plus a2 sine omega t plus phi. You can combine them into a single term. Gather exponential root p. So resultant displacement is obtained by a sine omega t plus t. So this is your resultant wave. After superposition, we are getting a resultant wave. What is the amplitude of the resultant wave? Let me know. The amplitude of the resultant wave is given by resultant amplitude is given by under root a1 square plus a2 square plus a1 a2 cos. This is the most important relation. What is the resultant amplitude? A. Resultant amplitude A of the wave is under root a1 square plus a2 square plus 2a1 a2 cos phi. This is just like the resultant of two vectors. Magnitude r equal to under root a square plus b square plus 2ab cos theta. Same equations here. Here a1 is the amplitude of the first one and a to the amplitude of the second one. Phi is the phase difference. So this is the amplitude. And in the wave, intensity means energy. And what is the relation with amplitude? SHM, energy proportional square of amplitude. Similarly here, intensity is also proportional to the square of amplitude. So that way I am going to try. First source, its amplitude is A1. Second one is amplitude is A2. So intensity of the first source is proportional to A1 square. Proportionality, we can remove a constant A1. Always intensity is proportional to the square of the amplitude. Second thing, we have amplitude A2. So intensity of second source is proportional to A2 square. And we can write the constant A2. So this is intensity. So we have resultant amplitude here. Resultant amplitude is this. So what is the resultant intensity? Resultant intensity I proportional to A square. Resultant intensity is proportional to resultant amplitude to the square. So this is proportional to under root sine A1 square plus A2 square plus A1 A2 cos square. So we change this in terms of intensities. Proportionality is already there. Proportionality is generally removed by A1 square, A1 square. That is I1, A2 square, I2. And A1, A2, so under root I1, I2 cos phi. So this is a very important relation for resultant intensity again. Resultant intensity at any point on the screen on the medium is given by I1 plus I2 plus 2 under root I1, I2. It depends upon the phase difference. I1 plus I2 plus 2 under root I1, I2. So this two equations multiplied by times in the buffer. Now we learned this equation just now. Resultant amplitude and resultant intensity. So we are going for condition for constructive and destructive difference. When we get constructive, intensity is maximum, intensity is minimum. That is depending upon the value of cos phi. So equation you are remember very important equation. Resultant amplitude and resultant intensity equation conditions. Condition for constructive interference means intensity should be maximum. Maximum for that. For that, cos function should be taking the maximum value. That we take it as 1. Cos phi should be equal to 1 for maximum value. So then only you will get plus 1 you can take. Should be plus 1. So find the value here. 0, 2 pi, 4 pi, 6 pi, etc. So like this. Intensity is maximum when cos phi is maximum, that means cos phi is plus 1. Phi equal to 0, 2 pi, 4 pi, 6 pi. Generally we can write as phi equal to 2n pi, where n equal to 0, 1, 2, 3. This value. Find the value if it is 2n pi, then intensity will be maximum. So what is the relation between phase difference and path difference? This is a class 11th topic. Phase difference and path difference got equation here. Phase difference is related to the path difference. When they are traveling, waves are traveling to different distances, there will be path difference. And corresponding, there will be phase difference. Class 11th we have derived this equation. And वो equation अभी याद करना पड़ेगा. Simple है, it will be 2 pi by lambda in x. This is phase difference, and this is the path difference. If two waves are traveling at distance x, what can be the phase difference? Phi equal to 2 pi by lambda x. So equation learned about. If this is the phase difference, what can be the path difference? Light is going from S1 and S2 and going to different point on the screen. So what can be path difference? The path difference the path traveled by the light here x is equal to, you can write lambda divided by 2 pi. But phi का value 2 and pi, so x is equal to lambda divided by 2 pi into 2 and pi. So pi cancel, 2 cancels, so we are getting x equal to n lambda, where n का value is 0, 1, 2, 3, etc. So a point on the screen will be bright if phase difference is even integral multiple of pi and path difference is integral multiple of lambda. The equation very important. This is the condition for constructing difference. When path difference is 1 lambda, 2 lambda, 3 lambda, or even 0, we get maximum intensity. Or phase difference is 0, 2 pi, 4 pi, 6 pi. The general equation. Similarly, we are going for a condition for destructive interference. Next one. For a destructive interference, what is the condition? Condition is I should be minimum. For that, cos function should take the minimum value. Cos function should be minimum. Cos function should be minimum is -1. So what are the angles for that? Angles will be pi value. Pi value should be equal to -1. -1 of pi. Or 3 pi. 5 pi, etc. So general equation is pi is equal to, you can write 2n minus 1 pi, where n equal to 1, 2, 3, etc. If you want to write from 0, say for 2n plus 1 pi. So also convenient equation 2n minus 1 pi, odd integral multiple of pi, cos 180 minus 1. So when the phase difference is pi, 3 pi, 5 pi, we'll get minimum intensity on the screen. For that, what is the path difference? Path difference क्या है? Question is here. X is equal to lambda divided by 5. Pi की value change करना है. What is the pi का value here? It is 2n minus 1 pi. Pi and pi cancel. Therefore, x equal to path difference is equal to pi cancel lambda 2n minus 1 lambda by 2. N का value 1, 2, 3. The path difference is equal to here odd integral multiple of half the wavelength. That means when you put 1 lambda by 2, when you put 3 lambda, so lambda by 2, 3 lambda by 2, 5 lambda by 2 distance is the path difference, then such point on the screen will appear dark. So light is here, S1 is the first coherent source, S2 is the coherent source, and this is the screen. So from here light can travel any distance. So there is a difference in the path. If the difference in the path is lambda by 2 or 3 lambda by 2 or 5 lambda by 2, such point will appear dark on the screen. So these are the conditions for constructive and destructive interference. Very important one. What are the values of phase difference and path difference? Corresponding to path difference, difference in the path. So there will be phase difference. That equation is 1 here. This is from class. So we have defined, so next point we have seen, and what all the points on the screen will be bright and will be dark. Exactly location. Okay, exactly location. And next point we'll say that interference and energy conservation. Interference we have defined as because of redistribution of energy. Some point extra bright, some point intensity is not less, minimum intensity. So when we take the average value, so that value will be exactly same as the energy equivalent average value of the energy produced by two waves. That means it is only redistribution of energy. Energy is taken from the dark region or minimum intensity region to maximum intensity region. So we can recognize as it is on the basis of conservation of energy. So maximum intensity region, maximum intensity is proportional to A1 plus A2 square. Minimum intensity is proportional to A1 minus A2 square. When you take the average intensity, then it will be equal to A1 square plus A2 square. And which will be same as the average intensity due to separate waves. You consider waves separately, so average intensity in that also will be same value. So what is the meaning of this that? So interference is due to the redistribution of energy on account of SPP of waves coming from coherent. So these are the different points in this. Next, we will find out what will be the height, position of the maximum and minimum from the center of the screen, and what is the width of each maximum and minimum. So that we will continue in the next class. Thank you. So learn those equations.